Right, hello again, viewers and curious people. I know it's been a bloody long time since I last did a video, so I thought I'd better get one out there. Unfortunately, I've been very busy on the server. I say unfortunately. We've been having a lot of fun on here lately, and as you can see, I've expanded my base quite a bit. Got lots of chests, got a load of machines, and a few new add-ons. We've also got NPCs back, so say hi to me. I've decided to, when I was bored, stuff an NPC of each person in their own base so they can, so they don't feel lonely, and so people when they go there know who it is. Right, so we've got the standard machines here, advanced machines, etc. for industry craft. We've also got charging benches, which we recently re-added. But one of the more interesting things is, yes, this wonderful new add-on we've got here. This is the industrial craft and Buildcraft crossover mod. Whoops. Hover mode, there we go. And what this does is, for one UU, you can put that in there, UU matter, and get a load of oil, 20 buckets of oil out of it. Now this pumps all the oil in there for now. I'll talk you through every bit of the machine, and I've got a load of pipes here that are covered up, and they go to these wonderful little refineries. And these refineries are run by these. You've got 4 different types of engine in this add-on, and they do Buildcraft jobs, as you can see, but are powered by Industry Craft electricity. Oh, the water's going a bit funky there. I'll fix that in a sec. So we've got small electric engines here that are running the water pumps, and those water pumps are feeding these engines, because these are the 3rd level of engines, and they need constant cooling. Now those, each one of those is enough to run 3 refineries happily, which gives me more than enough oil. Now those all feed to the central oil storage, to these generators. These are petrochemical generators. Each one of these, when fueled by fuel, outputs 25 EUs a second. But these refineries, the amount they output can run so many of these things that it gets to kind of ridiculous stages. You see, I've got 9 of them there, and it's hang on, I really should fix that before I run out of water, otherwise that could cause violent explosions and much frivolity. Won't be a second. Where did that go? Bloody machine's nicking it all again as I'm putting it down. One sec. Oh yes, another add-on we've got is advanced solar panels that you may have just seen there. Come back to that in a second. Right, advanced solar panels. If you combine 8 normal solar panels, you get a low voltage solar array, and that takes the same amount of mats as the 8 single ones, except you can put them in a smaller space. They also give you 8 EUs income, so it's the same thing, smaller area. Very useful. And then you can combine 8 of the low voltage ones to make a medium voltage one, which is what I've got topside at the moment. So you're putting the same amount of EUs but a lot smaller space. Again, like before. Have I done that now? No, there it is. Let's fix that. So if this thing runs a bit too fast, then it can outrun the natural regeneration of the water, which is never a good thing. Yeah, so those advanced solar panels are very useful. It goes all the way up to a high voltage one, which outputs 512 EUs, but I've not made 512 individual solar panels enough to do that. Right, so back to this wall. At the moment, with those refineries, I am producing way more fuel than I actually can use up on this entire wall. So if I dig out my EU reader, you'll see just how crazy this is. You've probably done the math already, but the outputs this thing gives, whoops, there you go, 216 EUs a tick. Now anything over 512 EUs would go into one of these and it wouldn't be able to output it fast enough to actually make any difference. So I've had to have 5 of these here, all taking the input at the same time, so they can output more than the amount they're getting in. Now that There we go. That goes into my mass fabricator, which is currently getting power from the solar panel and a very small nuclear reactor because I've run out of uranium and that as well. So I'm getting 2,360 profits, i.e. after I've done all the machines. I've got a nice little system set up here as well that I just want to share with people. We've got the red power block breakers, and apparently if you use them, well, I found out recently if you use them on snowmen, because the block underneath the snowmen is constantly regenerating snow whenever they move, you can get infinite snow out of it. Now these things are on a tick of 0.2, so they are spamming out snow like no tomorrow. Now I've got 2 little snowmen in my, what I like to call a dairy, because they're just sitting there getting their snow milked constantly. Sending all of these over here to 2 lovely little chests. I'll explain why I had to have 2 in a minute. And those are going to a bunch of recyclers. And as you probably guessed, all the recyclers are feeding... oh yeah, I forgot to replace that one. All the recyclers are feeding scrap to the mass fabricator. But the speed this thing's going at the moment, it gets 1 scrap in, as you can see, and then it vanishes instantly. It used to be that the overflow scrap would drop down the bottom, go into a crafting bench, and give me loads of random misc, which I've been slowly using up, and a shed load of sticks. Got a lot of diamonds from here, a lot of other cool stuff, and it's very worth it for the overflow. But now I've got so much power coming in, there's never any overflow. I'll show you just how crazy this thing is, actually. One sec. Let's find some scrap. There it is. Now it used to be that the stack of scrap can sit in there quite happily, but look at that. And that's the speed it produces UU matter now, which is just ridiculous. It's very useful. I had a few overflow problems here and over there and a few other places that lagged the server quite considerably, so I stuck lava there because so much of this would appear. What I had was 1 chest originally, and then I was pumping out via red power pipes into both sides, but it wasn't satisfying either side and was overflowing quite considerably. So I added another chest that I could output, because you can only have 3 outputs with these things. So I added the other chest, and as you can see, if I can just get to it there we go, it's full of snowballs. I had to put lava there because that one and the one above was overflowing as well, so that just instantly destroys the blocks. So that's quite a mess. So yeah, we've got red power, buildcraft, all of that stuff running very nicely on the server at the moment, and everyone's quite happy with it. We have a couple of people online at the moment, so they should probably wave to you, but they won't. And look, yep, it's filling up with fuel already, so these things are slowing to a halt. Can't seem to use up the fuel as fast as I'm getting it. Right, as ever, oh yeah, the nuclear reactor. Yeah, I made this a while back. This thing outputs like 2100 EUs. I've got the same block breakers here that you saw over the other side, but instead they're going into compressors and turning into ice. Now we've got enough ice flowing into these reactors that even when they're maxed out, nothing can damage it. Let me just do a quick demo there for a laugh. I had all of this working. I had it when I first built it. I had it working fully, and the power it put out was hysterical. I'll bin all of these afterwards, so no one cry cheat or anything. There we go. And these, the snow coming out of these is actually enough to cool this even when it's full all the way to the top, apart from 1 row, as I will demonstrate, because I'm pumping in so much ice. I mean, so much ice here. It's a lovely little why did I just throw that away? Yes, I am recording. Stop talking. Right. So usually you'd need major amounts of cooling here, but every time it ticks it uses up the amount of snow it needs to cool it. There we go, so all of those are going, and it's not using up as much as one side. Just in case, when I first started doing this, I made 3 sides worth of cooling here, and I've disconnected these anyway at the moment. 3 sides worth of exactly the same thing, and I just found out that 1 side alone was enough to do it. Let me get the UU reader on that. Jetpack. Can't get over that. Right, the amount it's outputting, excluding everything that's going to machines, is 1200. That's not too bad, is it? For 1 small block in the middle here. Marvellous. Yeah, I'll start bidding them anyway. So yeah, as usual, anyone is free to join the server, but you have to give me your details, your username, so I can whitelist you. We have some very friendly people on here at the moment who are wanting to make your acquaintance, as sinister as that sounds actually. But yeah, I hope to see you soon.